We're live, John. Welcome back, dude.
Welcome back. How you doing?
Excellent. Okay, one of the most popular questions a lot of my clients are asking me is how much do I qualify for, um, which directly affects what type of home they can buy. And so I wanted to ask you that question, and this is important starting the process because once you understand how much you can qualify for, then you can go start looking at the homes and actually get excited about them. Nothing's worse, John, than new families or anybody finding a home, falling in love with it, and then finding out that they don't qualify for it. So give us a step-by-step process of number one, how somebody can find out how much of a loan they can get approved for.
Correct. Well, the first thing that we would have to do is go through, pull credit. We have to take a look at what is on the credit report as far as your monthly payments via your credit cards. If you have any car payments, those are the first things that we would look at would be the credit report to find out what the monthly bills are on the monthly credit report. And then secondly, we're going to look at the income and how they calculate most programs. On the loan side, you want your debt to income ratio, meaning how much you bring in a month versus how much is going out. You want that to be around 45% of your income, and that's what you have to keep everything under. So that's the first thing that we'll look at is the credit report to see what you have going out already, and then they're going to look at the income, and then that'll determine how much room you have for your new payment and the property taxes and homeowners insurance on the new house.
Okay, so my brain can organize this and really break this down. Whenever you're talking about the total debts or total minimum monthly obligations,
correct.
We're not talking about lifestyle. We're not talking about groceries or gas. We're only talking about what actually not talking about utility bills. Just
Correct.
what shows up on our credit report. And you gave a couple examples, which are what?
Absolutely, they're going to look at your credit cards. Just your minimum payment on the credit card. You have a monthly minimum payment. You might pay $200, but if your minimum payment's only $50, they're going to go off the $50 that's on the credit report as the minimum. Any car payments that you may have, they're going to look at the car payment. Even if it's a lease, they're still going to look at the lease payment because chances are, if your lease is about to run out, you're probably going to go get another car, so they're still going to count that lease payment against you. Like I said, utilities do not get involved. Groceries do not get involved. There's a lot of things that you do on a cable. They don't look at any of that stuff because it's not on the credit report. So mainly just anything that you have currently going out that you're current on, that you're currently paying, that's going to start to add up, and then they're going to look at your income. So if you wanted to kind of give an example to simplify this, say if your gross monthly income was $5,000, they're going to use 45% of that $5,000, which would be about $2,250, and then you start subtracting from there. If you have $100 in minimum payments on credit cards, you're down to $2,150. If you have a $300 car payment, you're down to $1,850. If that's all you currently have going out, go ahead.
Let's just say $200 in student loans. Would I deduct that as well?
Absolutely. If it's not in deferment, there's different programs, but if it's in deferment for a year or two, you most likely would not have to count that out. But on the safe side, I would go ahead and deduct it. I'd rather be safe and give you real numbers up front on a worst case scenario than give you, well, I hope we don't have to use it, and then come back where you think you qualify for 150 and really you're only qualifying for 130, and that's the type of scenario. You fell in love with a house, you don't want that to happen. So I always give a worst case. I like to look at everything worst case up front. That way I can come back better in the end than to give you the best case scenario up front and come back a little different.
Okay. So let's continue with the example that you said. So if my total gross income is $5,000, then 45% of that is about $2,250. So that's where we start subtracting our monthly obligations on our credit report, car payment, any type of credit cards. Student loans, if you're actively paying on those. And so now let's just use an example that now after we backed out our monthly obligations, we're at $1,700. Now, so what you're telling me is when you're figuring out what somebody qualifies for, you calculate it based on the monthly obligation. So now we have $1,700. What does that $1,700 include as far as a house payment?
Well, it's going to have to be your principal and interest payment. Then it's also going to have to be the property taxes on that house as well as your homeowner's insurance on the house. They're gonna calculate that even if you're putting more than 20% down in your house, where you don't have to set up an escrow account. Escrow account being your taxes and insurance are included in your monthly payment. Even if you're not setting up an escrow account, they're still going to take a look at what those costs are and include those into the debt to income ratio.
Okay, perfect. So we got $1,700 to work with. That includes the loan itself, the interest, the taxes, and your insurance. Let me ask you this question. Does that also include the homeowners association fees?
That's normally something that's separate, but that will get counted into. It's not going to be in the monthly payment, but that is something also that will get counted into the debt ratio. If you have any homeowners association fees, if you have CDD fees in some neighborhoods, all that is going to get looked at, divided over 12 months, and that monthly amount is going to be added to your debt to income ratio as well.
Okay, perfect, excellent. Okay, so monthly obligations directly related to getting a loan. And so we got $1,700 that all of that stuff associated with the home fits under. Now, how do you work backwards to find out the price of the home?
Absolutely.
Without getting too technical, all right?
Yeah, the easiest way for me is once if I know if I have $1,700 and I know what the property taxes, insurance are roughly, I can, let's just say out of that $1,700, we're going to set $400 a month aside for the taxes, the insurance, the HOAs, any association dues. So that leaves us about $1,300 that we have to play with for just the principal and interest payment. So I would take the $1,300 payment. Rough numbers. Say if we're doing a 30-year loan term, maybe around 4.25% today, that would leave me a loan amount of about $264,000 that we can play with. I basically just take what we have left. I can do it. I've been doing this for a long time, so I can take the payment, the years, the interest, and I can back right into a loan amount to kind of give you an idea. Okay, this is where you want to start your search. 264 and below, you should be completely fine to qualify on your debt to income ratio at that point.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Okay, so now this new family or anybody knows what they can start searching for. Once they find something, they have the confidence that they're able to qualify for this house, and go out, make an offer, get it under contract, and close within 45 days. So this brings them freedom, flexibility, confidence, and empowerment. And rather than trying to do this on your own, they need to call you, right?
Absolutely. I can do it very quickly, as we just demonstrated. I mean, once I have the numbers, I can calculate it very quickly and get you into the right house. And that's a payment that's very comfortable for you. That's at the end of the day, interest rate doesn't matter a whole lot. A lot of things don't matter. It's what you're comfortable writing your check out at the end of the month for. That's what you want to be paying, whatever you're comfortable for. And that's what I kind of really get into and dive into. What are you comfortable on a monthly basis putting towards a mortgage? And then I'll find you the right house in the right price range for that payment that you're comfortable for.
Excellent. Love it. So again, guys, be very leery about online calculators, person to person, from somebody that knows what they're doing, long time of experience, and somebody that you trust. Why not, whenever you're making the biggest investment of your life, get solid facts so you have the confidence. So, John, real quick, what's your phone number and email address? Plus, we'll post it under the comments below.
Absolutely. Phone number is 904-535-6538. Email address is john, john, .owen, owen, @movementmortgage.com.
Excellent. Okay, we want to hear from you guys. If you have any questions or comments about this topic and subject, let us know. And plus anything else that has to do with home buying and the mortgage approval and loan process, let us know what's important to you and what kind of questions you want us to answer. Thanks, everybody, and check out the rest of our videos on our YouTube channel. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, John.
All right, have a good day.